Hello there, RiseUp family. I am heading to the grocery store so I can stock up for the birthday weekend. My youngest baby's turning 5. My oldest baby is coming into town tonight to surprise her for her birthday. And I was thinking about some of my struggles. Some of you have voiced some similar struggles. Fear of abandonment is one of them. I talked about fear of death the other day, and I realized kind of the undertone to that is just the fear of abandonment, the fear of being left, and the sting that really places on someone's psyche long term. For many of us that have dealt with, not having a father in the home, you may have experienced the fear of abandonment. And then life continues to happen after your childhood, and you have these multiple experiences where someone left or someone abused you emotionally, mentally, physically. Someone disrespected you. Someone broke trust, broke your heart. And so these negative experiences kind of pile up on top of each other over time. And then the light bulb goes off that there's been this repeated pattern in your life, and you decide to get help. The you I'm referring to is myself right now. And so I decided to get help and to tackle some of those underlying issues. I'm in my 4th year of recovery from emotional abuse. I was also a victim of financial abuse, psychological abuse. I witnessed physical abuse. I was never personally hit, but I witnessed it. I've had objects thrown at me, but I had never been hit. The long-lasting effects of mental abuse is really no joke. As I sit here in recovery, and I really pride myself in calling where I am recovery, because every day I am facing something that I have to make a choice about. Do I want to respond to this thing, whatever it is? It could be something that triggered me. It could be totally innocent on the other person's end, but say this action or these words triggered me. I dated a guy and he used the word control a lot, and was that a red flag for me? Absolutely yes. And so when these triggers come up, I have a decision to make. Do I want to respond the way I used to respond, the more comfortable response, because my brain knows how to kick back right to that response? It's on autopilot. When you hear certain things, when you see certain things, you kind of have this reflex to it. If you were ever abused or in a dysfunctional relationship. And so now, as I am on my path of becoming healthy, lots of things, I still get triggered, and I constantly have these choices to make on how I want to respond to these triggers. And so my fear of death, aka sometimes fear of abandonment, sometimes it actually is a fear of death, it comes up, and it when I get to the root of these things, it really lies in the thought that you are unworthy, that you're just not good enough. And that is a side effect of abandonment, is we personalize things. If you ever heard people talk about when they get divorced, their children blame themselves. What did I do? And the parents have to reassure them, no, it wasn't you. Mommy and daddy have just chosen to go separate ways, but we love you. And the kid still feels like they did something wrong. It's almost like they were blindsided by the parent leaving. So it's like you just get blindsided. It's like a sucker punch. And it traumatizes you, and you carry that trauma with you throughout your life. And I've done that throughout my relationships. I endured poor relationships due to that childhood trauma, because I just wanted somebody to want me, somebody to love me, somebody to be there. I just wanted somebody to be there. I didn't want to feel the feelings of abandonment again. I didn't want to go back to that. However, while I endured a dysfunctional relationship, I was dealing with pain that entire time. So it was like I was willing to deal with this level of pain in order not to deal with this perceived level of pain. I thought the pain of not having this person would be here, but I was still experiencing pain, so I was settling for this level of pain. And many of us are in painful relationships, and that pain to them is tolerable because they know it, they're used to it, they've endured it for years. It's the pain that they are perceiving that they are going to experience that they're trying to avoid. It's fear. You're fearing a pain that you're really creating in your mind. The pain's not even there. So when you decide to begin recovering, that you decide you have an issue, you decide you need help, you begin recovery, these things aren't going to just leave. These triggers and these opportunities to feel this pain again, the pain that you were once used to, these opportunities are going to come still. And so what you need to do, and what I need to do, what I continue to do, is build my strength, build my inner strength, build the love for myself, build my worthiness back up. And there's times where I'm feeling good and I'm thriving, you know, I'm worthy, I'm amazing. I wrote a book last year, doing my thing, traveling, speaking, touching people's lives, living in the center of my purpose. And then there's times where it gets very dark for me. There's times where I've laid in the tub and asked God, was he finished with me? There's times where the anxiety have gotten so bad I've spiraled down into just the deepest crevices of my brain, the deepest crevices of my brain, the darkest crevices of my brain, and I have to turn it around. Many of us deal with depression and anxiety. I see it all over social media now that folks are becoming more vocal about it. And you know, there's times where I'm just so damn hard on myself, where I'm going through these dark moments and it's like, I know I'm better than this, but I'm in this dark moment, and sometimes it's so hard to climb out of these dark moments. It's so hard. You see people, you know, talking about their struggles on Facebook. Not everyone's looking for attention. Some people are looking for help. Some people are looking for somebody to just reach out to them and just pull them out of the darkness because they are having such a hard time pulling themselves out of it. And so I personally have these battles, and I believe that God has me on this journey so that I can have these conversations, so that I can let folks know that they're not alone, so that I can let folks know that, you know, there is a bright side. There are bright sides. I experience bright sides. I have to bring myself back to gratitude all the time. And I count my blessings, my beautiful, healthy children. I have a beautiful, loving relationship. I have a great job. I have a business that's growing. I have family that loves me. I have support. I have you guys. I have air in my lungs. I have, you know, totally functioning body parts where I can get up and exercise every day. For the most part, my mind is sound. And so when I come back to gratitude, that is typically what can pull me out of a dark place. I have to literally just tell myself to stop thinking this thought. You are a victor. You were created for greatness. It doesn't feel like it right now. It doesn't look like it right now, but you have to dig deeper past your darkness. Sometimes it's just you. Sometimes there is no Facebook, or there is, no one to call. Someone isn't available, and you have to pull yourself out. You have to snap yourself out of it. You might even have to do a physical clap just so the audible sound can snap you out of it. I'm encouraging myself as I encourage you. I finally parked. I'm encouraging myself right now because I know that there is greater waiting for me on the other side of my struggles. I know that my struggles are presented to me as opportunities for me to become stronger, for me to be a woman of my word and actually walk what I talk, for me to have to dig deep into the character that I so openly talk about, the leader that I talk about, the mother that I aim to be, the mother you aim to be, the father you aim to be, the man or the woman you aim to be. That person is in there. She's in there. She's in there. You're her. You're already her. You're walking out her life path. And so when it gets tough, just know that it's temporary. Some areas, are tougher to overcome than others. Some are quick. Some take some years. As long as you stay on the path, Put one foot in front of the other. Do your best not to get too far into the future thinking wise. Just ask yourself, what is the next logical step? Take time for yourself. Be quiet. Listen, as hard as it is. I deleted my Facebook app and my Instagram app today just to give myself a break. Delete your apps every now and then. Pay attention to yourself. Welcome encouraging people into your life. Genuine encouraging people into your life. Remove those that aren't. Exercise, drink water. These are things that help you biologically stay healthy and, prepared to move through your journey. You got to do some physical things to your body. You got to work on your mind. You got to work on your spirit. Expect great things. Love on the people that are in your life. Love on yourself. And just know that all things are temporary. If we were meant to stay on this earth, we all would. We're not even meant to stay here. My friend said that to me yesterday. I was like, that's good. I never even thought of it like that. We're not even meant to stay here. That's why we don't stay. Anything that isn't meant to be dismisses itself. Relationships, weight, jobs, friendships. Anything that isn't meant to last will remove itself, and all of us will be removed from this earth. So while you're here, join me in living your best life. Not the best life that you see on social media that other people are portraying, and hopefully that they truly are living their best lives. Not that. Your best life is right where you are today. Honoring the person that you used to be, commemorating that person that you used to be. That person was a survivor. That person got you here today. Even if that person did some treacherous things, you wouldn't be here today without that person. You wouldn't be listening to this video if you weren't looking to do better. So stop beating yourself up. That person got you here. Honor the person of today, the one who's willing to listen to a 15-minute video, the person that's willing to look into the mirror and admit their faults and do something different, the person that wants to do better. Honor that person. And honor the person to come. The one that keeps you striving, the one that you should be, the only one you should be looking at, not everyone else. Look at who you want to become, who God created you to be. Let that drive you and motivate you. Let that be the reason you wake up with gratitude every day, is because you are in the process of becoming, and you're already great. You're already good enough right where you are. Your circumstances, don't let those things determine your greatness. You determine your greatness because you believe you're great. You believe that great things are to come. If it's not great right now, great things are to come. That's called hope. Without hope, then you might as well be dead. So I encourage you, as I encourage myself, to rise up into the fullness of who we are today, accepting all things, good, bad, and ugly, accepting the struggles, accepting the pain, accepting the joy, accepting the bliss, accepting the love, accepting the challenges that are all opportunities for us to become greater. They're opportunities. Look at them as such. I'd love to hear your thoughts after you watch this video. I didn't plan to do something so open, but I noticed my videos have they're closer to the actual, experience that I'm having. I'm not waiting, I'm just sharing, because I know that you can relate to this, and I know that you need to hear this. So let me know your thoughts. Let's continue this conversation, and I challenge you to rise up.